such great heights. Abigail looked up from the dead, rose-breasted grosbeak in her lap and said, "A flicker was the first frozen bird we ever had as a married couple." As if that's a thing that married couples do. Like buying a house, investing in the stock market, a honeymoon. 2 weeks have passed since the grosbeak, and I now see the veracity in lifting that delicate body out of its icy grave to study together the intricate web of fine bone and feather on the underside of wings that once pressed the whole of the atmosphere towards the earth. To stare while in each other's presence into the face of this thing whose very nature is to fly. Both of you forever earthbound, but each aware of the small wings blooming, bloody and wet, from the other's shoulders.
My great-grandfather, Homer Wade, goes down into the mine, down below the earth, all wild and wonderful there, down below everything you or I have ever seen with our own eyes, down below his wife and his son, who is 10 years old, who is also named Homer, but is called Charles. He opens his lunchbox, once bright silver, now bathed, the same as Homer in black earth blasted from the walls. He opens the box, pulls out a cookie or a piece of cake, whatever he'd saved from home to bring with him. Eats his dessert first, he says, in case he doesn't have time to finish his entire meal. He doesn't see it, not before he hears it anyway. He can't see anything now. The flashlight fixed to his helmet illuminates nothing but the dirt and dust falling from the ceiling and the walls. Rocks unearthed divide this world and the one above it.
I dream always of the dead, short dead, long dead, old dead, young dead, always welcomed, a nod, a wink, an offered drink. Life goes on without a beat. Room made for another friend, clean cups, move down, I take a seat. Not a word stays with me, but I recall the voices ringing. Every face has blessed me. I've seen the smiles. I've heard the singing.
This poem is called Thirst. I went to bed last night craving the smell of apricot halves, simple syrup, the overnight wine, its dried purple stains, and your skin on my pillow. When that confession reached you out from the dehydrated corners of the morning, I was just waking up to the sound of two women having a fight out on the front lawn over a man, by the sounds of it. You responded in a text message, "It's much better than flowers." I crawled my way to the window, a cold spring in Jamestown Village. Everyone calls it a ghetto, but beneath its northern white sheets, it looks just like anywhere else does. Of the two women fighting, the one with dark red hair, her brown roots showing, yelled, "He don't want you no more, bitch, and that's why now you so thirsty." I needed a drink too. All the cells in my brain were freeze-dried, crumpled paper balls, scratching at each other as they roughly collided into remembering. The soft curve in your touch and your taste, like Jupiter, our sister failed star spinning 1,000-year cyclones within it, capturing truant interstellar bodies and making new moons out of them. It was her gravity which pulled down outer rim comets from the Oort cloud and beyond, and life on Earth thrives beneath her. Mother Jupiter, the gas giant, the brown dwarf, the Jovian goddess who called to Galileo in the night. Yeah, you're out there, turning in your morning classes, on your edge, a talking linked to your axis, looking for ignition. You've got Europa on your mind. You looked up from your studies somewhere out there to your phone in my big lines and said, "I would like to be that." I can hear my neighbor lady through the walls, our living rooms side by side, still going on about the crazy bitch from earlier, and giving someone an earful about it. Though her words are muffled, her tone is unmistakably irate, spiking her surly anger like a preacher at revival. It is hard not to wonder if they have heard us when we are upstairs, when we do not sleep, where the hollow hand I come for, the bird bone, and the pyromancy, is the one you touch me with in the dark. Can they hear the moves away from November, the passing of another year, the call of seasonal shift that asks, where are you, and why aren't you nearer to me? Yes, and yes. It doesn't matter, though. Let them listen in. Great storm of my evening, whenever I say goodnight, do not be quelled or quiet as you descend, because were I to come back and discover you a furious well, with my uncaged thirst to slake, I would come and drink of your wild and deep calamity.
Gun show memorabilia. When I was a kid, I treasured going to gun shows with my dad because of the fried cheese sticks. I remember the sound of a baton of cheese plunging and boiling, sweat dripping from the cook's face onto a skillet, then sizzling away. Diversity at a gun show comes in the form of different ways to kill a man. Men with gray beards and military jackets who smelled like our basement, a musty mix of gun oil and marijuana, lingered over handguns, rifles, knives, and militaria. I savored my fried cheese sticks, afterward feeling like I needed a shower, and fingered the 6-inch polished chrome barrel of a Magnum Research Desert Eagle. The vendor noticed me, said, "That's a $1,700 gun, son." I replied, "Got anything made in China?" My dad bought me a rubber band gun that held 6 rounds, but I could cock it back to hold 10. I bought a Vietnam clandestine services patch for $0.25 and a pack of Desert Storm trading cards. Inside, I found a bomb's eye view, Scud missile, and burning fields.